and welcome back to Story Stash. I'm your host Duncan, and these are some of my stories I've written. Today I'm reading from my book Ghost Whisperer, and this is chapter 21. So let's get started. Chapter 21. A flight originating from Amsterdam touched down at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. The plane taxied to the gate, and passengers disembarked the plane and proceeded to customs and immigration. Of these passengers, 6 went through immigration, all with different cover stories. None of the passengers triggered any alarms with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Outside, in the parkade, they all boarded the same large SUV and drove off. If the immigration's agents had seen this, they'd grow suspicious. Unfortunately, no one did. The SUV was soon lost in the traffic on the freeway. Ed arrived at the Office of U.S. Public Affairs. The receptionist recognized him and escorted him through the security checkpoint and to the usual meeting room. Ed wondered if he should have brought Connor with him. After a few minutes, Noah Johnson arrived. "Mr. Tanner, good to see you alive and well," he said. "Since you invited me here, I assume you have something for me," asked Ed. "We picked up some chatter from the Russians. They mentioned your name in particular. They're sending over another team to get you." "This is their third team. They're persistent. We could give you a new identity and move you to another state, or hide you in a safe house. I don't much like those choices. This is my town. Do you have a better choice? You need to be careful." "What if I find them before they find me? I could give you their location, and you can scoop them up like before." "That'd be nice. You tag them, and we bag them." "Precisely. You know you're wasted as a software engineer? I'll need a doctor's note saying I need to work from home for a few days. I'll hide out with a friend until it's over." "Sure." Soon Ed left with his doctor's note. He walked outside police headquarters and searched for Connor. He found Sarah. "Sarah," he said. "Ed, nice to see you in the flesh again." "Me too. That was scary. I have a job for you and Connor. Could you and him meet me at Ellen's home? I'll be there soon." "Okay, we'll be there. I promise you it will be fun." Sarah flew off. Ed called Ellen on his cell. "Hello, Ed." "Hello, Ellen. Would you let me stay at your place for a few days? I need to lie low." "Sure, I'll have a room ready for you." "I'll explain when I arrive. First, I must fetch some things." Ed ended the call and turned his cell off. He didn't want anyone to track his location. Ed returned to his car in the parkade and drove to his apartment. Ed drove past his apartment complex, looking for vans or SUVs that might belong to Russian agents. He saw no obvious threats, so he parked around the back and went up to his unit. There he packed a bag of clothes. He also got his laptop and the gun he had previously got from Connor. Overall, he was less than 10 minutes before he left. Ed drove via an indirect route, hoping to avoid any tails. He thought Connor would be proud of him. He arrived at the front gate of Ellen's mansion. The security guard waved him through. Ed met Ellen at the front door. He walked inside the entrance hall, with her carrying his belongings. "Wow, Ed, you're really moving in with me?" asked Ellen with a smile. "For a few days. I learned a team of Russian agents are coming to Seattle to abduct or kill me. I'll hide out here and get the ghosts to search for them." "Oh wow, this sounds exciting. I'd better let my security detail know. Please." "Oh, you can put your things there. I'll have someone take them to your room." She pointed to a nearby sofa. Ellen picked up a phone, and soon a burly security agent arrived. "Jace, This is my guest Ed. He'll be staying here for a few days. He just informed me that a team of Russian agents are keen to capture or kill him. I need you to step up our security presence. You have my approval to bring in extras, she said. Yes, miss. He turned to Ed. Sir, I take it that's your car out front. Can I have the car keys? Ed handed him the car keys. And your cell phone? Ed gave him the cell phone. I already turned it off before I came here. Very good, sir. We'll hide your car and put this in a Faraday bag. It will ensure they can't track it, Jace said. Thank you. I advise you both to stay back from any windows and call us before you intend to step outside the main house. Sir should refrain from calling anyone he knows. Jace, you have my approval to use extreme methods. Ed is very important to me. Very good, miss. Jace then departed. Ellen turned to Ed. This'll be fun. They walked together to the family room. Ed and Ellen were in the family room when Connor arrived with Sarah. Hello, Ed, said Connor. Hello, Connor. I'm glad you both could come. I need your help. Okay, tell us about it. Noah at the CIA warned me that another team of Russian agents are coming to Seattle. They're coming for me. Can you arrange a search of the city for the Russian agents? Once you find them, we can send the CIA in to arrest them. Connor looked at Sarah, who nodded. Sure, Ed, we can mobilize the ghosts from the cemetery to help us, like before. Good, thank you. I'll be staying here until you find the agents. As soon as you get an address, please inform me and I will pass it on to Noah. Understood. We'll go now. Stay safe. Connor and Sarah left. Ed turned to Ellen. They've gone now. Ellen leaned towards Ed and rested her head on his shoulder. How long will they take? She asked. They found the kidnapped girl in under 24 hours, said Ed. Ellen sighed and turned to face Ed. That fast? They could take their time. I mean, we don't want them harassing anyone who speaks Russian. They should be certain they have the right one, she said. I need to email my boss. My doctor wrote a note that says I have a contagious disease and I should work from home for a few days. Do you need a computer? I brought my laptop. I'll use a VPN to hide my location. Yes, can't be too careful. At the new Russian safe house, the agents were talking. So, he wasn't in his apartment? We've got it staked out in case he returns. What about his work? He left before we got there. We don't know where he went, but he hasn't returned. Do you think he knows? How could he know? He's a computer geek and doesn't know Russian. We have the advantage. So we watch and wait for him to show himself? Da, we wait for the myak. He is bound to show up soon. Da. Then we get the ska. Connor and Sarah flew to the cemetery and hovered above it. Several other ghosts converged on their position. Hello, we have another search to do. Are you interested in some more fun? Asked Connor. There was a consensus that yes, they wanted some fun and they'd help. The poltergeist caused a rock to go flying into the distance. A moment later they heard a clatter and a loud meow sound. Our friend Ed is in trouble. There are some Russians after him. They'll have a safe house as a base for their operations. I don't have more details. If you hear them speaking Russian, or you see weapons, or even you have a suspicion, then you tell us. Is this the same Ed who helped us with those chains? Said one ghost. Yes, that's him. We must find them before they find Ed. If he dies, everything perishes with him. Then we mustn't fail, said another ghost. As before, we'll divide into two groups. Sarah will lead one group, and I'll lead the other. Connor, I have an idea. I'll take my group and search around his apartment. I bet they'll be staking it out, said Sarah. Excellent idea. I'll take my group and do the warehouse district first. Soon they divided into 2 teams and left. Ed sat with his laptop on the sofa. Ellen sat beside him. He'd sent a copy of his doctor's note to his boss with a message that he'll be working remotely for a few days. So far, he hadn't received a response. "Ed, why do the Russians want you?" asked Ellen. "I did something for Connor and uncovered some double agents in the CIA. The Russians abducted me twice, but both times they got arrested. You helped me the second time. I remember. So now they believe I'm a big CIA asset, or they want revenge. Either way, I have to stop them somehow." "Once the ghosts find the team, you'll pass their location to the CIA?" "Exactly. After 3 failed attempts, maybe they'll learn to leave me alone. Perhaps I should arrange you a security detail of your own. Once this threat is gone, I'll be fine. If you change your mind, it's no trouble." "Understood, and thank you. I think it's enough to have a sanctuary here with you. I hope they find them soon. I was looking forward to our date at the Italian restaurant." "Oh, well, you'll know when Connor tells me." Sarah and her group of ghosts flew over Ed's apartment complex. Everyone spread out and looked for Russians. They'll be watching his apartment in case he returns. Check all the vehicles in the nearby streets. They split up and searched the area. As the poltergeist floated past vehicles, several car alarms went off. 2 Russians sat in an old Chevy watching the building when the car alarms started. "Hey, Sergey, do you hear that? Something's tripping the car alarms," said one agent. "Da, and it's moving this way." Expletive. "We best call it in." He picked up his cell and sent a coded text. Soon they got a reply. "We're to fall back to the safe house." Sergei started the car just before the poltergeist reached them. Upon spotting the men in the vehicle, the poltergeist ascended to meet Sarah. "We've got them. Just like the kidnappers, we'll follow them," she said. The Russian agents drove back to their safe house, unaware they were being followed from the air by invisible, to them, ghosts. In fact, a group of at least 20 ghosts floated along about 20 feet above their vehicle. Meanwhile, Connor and his group were searching through various warehouses and other likely places a group of Russian agents might be hiding. Too bad he didn't have that walkie-talkie that Ed had previously liberated. He couldn't use it if he did. Soon, a ghost from Sarah's group arrived. "Connor, Sarah sends greetings. Her group are following 2 Russians in a car." "Excellent news." Connor rounded up his group and they left to meet up with Sarah. It didn't take long for the fleet of flying ghosts, traveling at speed. They passed over the Haitian district of Seattle. The woman that Ed had encountered in a Haitian restaurant saw the ghosts fly past. "Iwa! It be the Iwa flying above me," she said. Unfortunately, she was alone, and the ghosts had soon passed out of sight. All she could do was make a mental note of the direction they flew. Perhaps it meant something. The Russians arrived at the safe house. They parked and went inside, unaware of the flock of ghosts above them. "All right, spread out. We must detain these Russians until the authorities arrive," said Sarah. Ghosts descended and surrounded the safe house. Soon, Connor and his group arrived. "Sarah, I got your message. Is this the place?" he asked. "Yes, I was about to deploy the poltergeist. He can fry all their electrical devices and disable their vehicles." "Excellent. I'll work out the address and go tell Ed." "Okay." The ghosts set about their work. Soon, all the Russian communications equipment stopped working. Their computers and even their cell phones stopped working. The poltergeist was having fun. Inside the Russian safe house, the 2 agents returned from staking out Ed's apartment complex. "Sergey, tell me again what happened?" "All the car alarms along the street went off, and they were approaching us. We had to leave." "Da, best not reveal ourselves. But now we don't have eyes on his apartment." "We can return in a few hours. We'll catch the expletive, said Sergei. There was consensus. At that moment their computer monitors all went blank. The TV on the wall went bang. WTF? Our satellite feed is down, said another. Sergei pulled out his cell and discovered it wasn't working. Everyone check your phones, said Sergei. Soon they confirmed all phones were dead. EMP? Asked another. Perhaps, but how could they know our location? Check the windows. Everyone scrambled to look outside. There was nothing out there. It was quiet. There's no way they know we're here. We arrived less than a day ago. I don't know. Everyone move back from the windows. I don't want to give a target to any snipers. This is turning into a bad day. They heard breaking plates from the kitchen. Go investigate. Ed and Ellen were enjoying dinner in the family room when Connor arrived. Connor! Ellen, Connor has arrived, said Ed. Perhaps he has good news, said Ellen. Ed, I have the location for the Russian safe house. Just a moment. Ed realized he'd surrendered his phone earlier to the security agent. Ellen, do you have a phone I could use? Ellen handed him a cell phone. This one is more secure. It doesn't have a GPS tracker in it. Ed pulled out Noah's card and dialed the number. Noah Johnson. This is Ed Tanner, Diamond 940. I have the location for our unwanted guests. I can't come in person to tell you. Can I tell you their address over the phone? Sure, let me get a pen. Soon, Ed got the address of the Russian safe house from Connor and shared it with Noah. Okay, stay hidden for now. I'll call you back on this number once it's over. The call ended. The cavalry is on its way to the Russian safe house, said Ed. Ellen looked a little saddened. Connor, how did you find them so fast? Asked Ed. Sarah staked out your apartment and caught them watching for your return. Oh, cool. I'm going back to the scene. If they escape, we have enough ghosts to each follow an agent. We won't let them get away. Okay, have fun. Connor floated out through a wall. Ed held Ellen's hand. He's gone. I expect it'll take a day or two to ensure they caught all the agents. Ellen smiled. More salmon, dear? Yes, please. At the CIA office, Noah Johnson ended the call with Ed. Then he picked up a red phone. Assemble 2 teams, send them to this address. Expect a team of Russian agents there. Capture or eliminate. Report back once you're done, he said. Yes, sir. Noah ended the call. He didn't doubt that the intel was reliable. In fact, it was scary how quickly Ed had found them. Someday he'd have to learn how he operated. At present, he was glad Ed was on his side. Connor returned to the Russian safe house. Ghosts were floating above and around the property, watching for anyone trying to escape. Connor, did you get the message through? Asked Sarah. Yes, I did. They should arrive soon. Good, we have them surrounded. The poltergeist has disabled all their electronic equipment and their vehicles. Everyone remains inside the building. Excellent work. We just wait for the CIA to arrive. About 20 minutes later, several SUVs arrived. Sarah, the poltergeist might like to herd the agents outside, said Connor. Sarah zipped downwards and disappeared into the building. The CIA surrounded the safe house, all in body armor and pointing their weapons at the building. Before they could enter, a sound of things smashing inside preceded several Russians running out the front door in panic. The Russian agents were unprepared for the reception they received. The CIA captured all 6 without a shot fired. Sarah and the poltergeist ascended to meet with Connor, who was floating above the building. That's everyone. Fantastic. Once the CIA are done, we can escort our teams back to the cemetery, said Connor. Sarah nodded. How's Ed doing? He was having dinner with Ellen. I think their friendship is developing well. That's good. He deserves to be happy. And a happy Ed is more likely to help us, said Connor. If it helps us with our objectives, so much the better. I'll wait until tomorrow to check in on him. No need to disturb them again. We have everything in hand. Yes, I'll check in on our teams, said Sarah. She floated off. Connors smiled. Each Russian was handcuffed and had a complimentary black bag on their head. The CIA transported them in multiple vehicles and delivered them to a dark site. They couldn't talk to each other or send any communication home. Sergei knew better than to speak out to the other agents. The CIA understood Russian. How did they find us so fast, he thought. We were careful and only just arrived in the US. Their surveillance was clearly superior. We must warn headquarters. The vehicle came to a stop. Unknown CIA guided Sergei out of the vehicle and across a tarmac. Soon they marched him up a ramp into what he believed was an airplane. Without a word, they pushed him into a seat and strapped him in. Soon the airplane took off. He couldn't tell where they were headed. Well, that concludes Chapter 21. In the next episode, we have Chapter 22. Ed visits the CIA. Ed and Ellen attend a gathering. Sarah and another ghost visit Ed. Stay tuned. See you then.